Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Doc at Padama. It's time to upgrade our previous video entitled Questions Commonly Asked During Final Research Defense. For this particular video, I will be sharing with you 29 commonly asked questions during final research defense, plus how to answer these questions and where to find the answers using a sample research title, the use of artificial intelligence tools, and the writing proficiency of college students. So this will serve as our guide in specifically answering questions that will be shared through this video. Remember, we will be tackling 29 questions. So get ready. We are about to start with the first one. Before we start with the first question, I would like to ask you to observe that during the course of our discussion, we will be using Tagalog and English as the medium. And then for the questions that will be presented to you, it is already grouped and organized based on the different parts of your manuscript so that it can easily be identified and you can easily detect where to find the answers for the questions that will be given to you during your final defense. So again, for our first part, it is focused more on the introduction and background of the study, which is supposed to be chapter 1 in your research manuscript. So for question number 1, under introduction and background of the study, we have the question, what motivated you to choose this research topic? Before we dive into the scripted answer, I would like to give you the concept or idea that you're supposed to look into when you answer questions so that we can double check if whatever is written in the answer aligns with what should be looked for when you are given this question. So ulitin natin, bago ko ibigay yung sagot, bibigyan ko kayo ng mga konsepto na kailangan yung hanapin na kapag itinanong sa inyo itong mga tanong na pag-uusapan natin, alam na kagad ninyo kung ano yung mga kailangan yung hanapin, saan ito dapat hanapin at madali nyo itong maibibigay sa inyong panel. So with that in mind, what particular concept are you supposed to focus into when you encounter this question? What motivated you to choose this research topic? Number one, it should be personal. It should concern you as a student, as a researcher, as a professional. Therefore, your motivation should be, again, personal, definitely related to you as a student, as a researcher, or as a professional. Number two, I would like you to look into what we call the issue being investigated. Try to present the issue being investigated and relate this to you personally as a student, as a teacher, as a professional. So now let's try to see what is written in the script and try to relate it if it jives with what we presented in the concept that you're supposed to look into when you answer this question. So sabi natin dito sa script, ang sagot dapat dito based on the sample research title that we are using. I was motivated, personal, sabi natin, di ba? Okay, I was motivated to explore this topic due to the increasing integration of AI tools like specifically Grammarly, ChatGPT in the academic setting. So sabi dito, tumataas yung paggamit o yung bilang ng paggamit o yung dalas ng paggamit ng mga AI tools. I also, personal pa rin, notice that these tools are widely used. Marami nang gumagamit. Their actual impact on students' writing proficiency has not been thoroughly studied. So, gusto niyang malaman dito, sabi natin, una, personal. Sulat natin dito. Number one, it should be personal. which should establish the relevance of what you are investigating to you as the researcher. And number two, the issue should be clearly established. Okay? So dito, sabi nga natin, hindi pa doon sa last sentence. Hindi pa, eto yan, has not been thoroughly studied. Hindi pa nagkakaroon ng mga research na nagbibigay ng kalinawan kung ang paggamit ba ng AI tools ay nakakabuti o hindi nakakabuti sa writing skills or writing proficiency ng mga estudyante. So, that is already sufficient to cover the motivation that led you in choosing this research topic. So again, focus on the concepts that we will be discussing so that whatever research title you are using or presenting, you can immediately adapt and customize your answers based on that particular study that you are conducting. Before we move on to question number 2, as you can see in this red pin, this part will indicate the location of the answer or that would support your answer, and then the specific part for that particular chapter. So for this question, you can find it in chapter 1 since we are under introduction and background of the study. All of this will be under chapter 1, specifically under the background of the study. Moving on to question number 2. What is the main problem, the general problem of your study aims to address? So when we talk about or when you hear this question, kapag ito narinig ninyo sa inyong final research defense, you will always refer or go back to your research title. Always go back to your research title. What is the general problem of your study and what does this aim to address or to answer? So the second is, again, go back to the issue that you are trying to investigate in your research paper. Whatever title or research title that you are conducting, all of this general concept will be applicable. Pwede nyong gamitin lahat ng pinag-uusapan natin. Ginagamit lang natin itong specific sample research title so that you will have a specific answer that you can use as a reference. Okay? Now, how do you answer this particular question? In our sample, the study or this study, this one, the study addresses the problem of ano ba yung sinasagot o gustong sagutin. Whether yung paggamit ba ng AI tool improves or hinders. Okay, this is the main problem. There is a hypothesis that you need to answer. Does it improve or does it hinder the writing skills or proficiency of college students? Then again, go back to your research title. So it is still reflected there, and based on your first answer in the introduction and background of the study, which is supposed to be under the discussion ng issue, it will still surface. Lilitaw pa rin yun. Gusto nyong malaman kung yung AI, paggamit ng AI tools ay nakakasama o nakakabuti, nakakaapekto o may epekto doon sa writing proficiency ng college students. So again, going back to your answer, the study addresses the problem and try to resolve. Ang AI tools ba nakakatulong o mas hindi natututo o hindi nakakatulong o hindi nakakatulong sa writing skills of college students. Okay, then doon naman sa pin natin where to find this, again, under chapter 1, and you can use the statement of the problem. Actually, in the statement of the problem, If you want, you can directly use the general statement. So ang SOP ninyo may dalawang bahagi. Ito yung general problem and the specific problem. So for this particular question, you can use as a reference, direct reference ninyo, yung general problem. The script that was provided to you is a paraphrase and summary nung general problem. Para hindi nyo lang binabasa directly sa manuscript niyo, binibigyan nyo ng sariling pagkakaintindi o sinasabi nyo base sa paano nyo naiintindihan yung inyong general problem. And this is what is included in your answer para hindi palaging binabasa sa manuscript. Now, moving on to question number 3, how is your research relevant or significant? So when we encounter the terms relevant or significant, it only looks for the importance of your study. So what is the importance of your study? And what would be the benefits of your study? Okay, so you can focus on these two areas, the importance and benefits of your study when you are asked, how is your research relevant or significant? So let's try to look at the answer. It is significant or it is important because it provides insights for educators and institutions on how to balance the use of technology with skills or actual practical personal skills development. So nagbibigay ito ng kalinawan, ng gabay sa mga educators natin, sa mga teachers natin, at sa mga institusyon or mga eskwelahan kung papaano ibabalanse o papaano gagawa ng paraan na ang paggamit ng AI tools at yung pagde-develop ng writing skills ay maging kaaya-aya at maging epektibo para sa mga estudyante. So, that already covers the importance and benefits of your study. It also informs policies on integrating, or it can also form policies on integrating AI into the curriculum responsibly. So hindi lang siya naka-confine sa loob ng classroom, pati sa labas, yung pagbuo ng mga polisiya, ng mga rules and regulations sa paggamit ng AI tools ay maaring makatulong itong study na ito. So again, that sufficiently covers the question, how is your research relevant or significant? And for the pin or the location, again, you can find this under chapter 1, specifically under significance of the study. Okay, for question number 4, what are your research objectives and questions? What are your research objectives and questions? So for this particular question, try to focus on the following: the aim of your study, the direction of your study, the aim, the goal, and the direction of your study based on the statement of the problem or the SOP. Okay, if the answer is not written in the narrative discussion of your manuscript under chapter 1, supposed to be nasa chapter 1 ito eh. Ano yung research objective ninyo? Ano yung mga research questions ninyo? If that is the case and you cannot locate it under the manuscript of the introduction and background of the study, then you can go directly to your SOP. And then under SOP, you can try to look at the general problem and the specific problem. Okay? So this particular question dwells into this particular part of your research. So for this particular title, I have two variables, which is the AI tools and the writing proficiency of students. So kapag ganun, ito, balikan natin. I have two variables. Again, the use of artificial intelligence tools and the writing proficiency of college students. So this is variable 1 and variable 2. the method that I will be using is to establish the relationship. Meron bang kinalaman ang paggamit ng AI tools sa writing proficiency ng mga estudyante? That is my goal, that is my objective, that is my aim, and that is the direction of my study, to establish the relationship. And then after that, yung pang-apat na SOP ko dito is I will have to produce an innovative teaching strategy that integrates AI tools sa mga writing proficiency subjects para hindi nakabitin na may relasyon ba o wala. O, kung nalaman mo kung meron o wala, ano susunod? 'Di ba? So meron siyang output na innovative teaching strategy. So let's go back dito. So if you're going to observe the answer, the objective of the study is to examine the relationship between the frequency of AI tools usage and the writing proficiency of college students. So this is already summarized and paraphrased. So hindi lang siya, kung hindi nyo naman kayang ipaliwanag, you can read directly from the general problem and then try to present the specific problems for this particular question. The study also aims to establish an innovative teaching strategy that integrates AI tools in the writing proficiency subject. So again, this is already a summary of the general problem and specific problems for this particular research title. Again, this is found under chapter 1. If you cannot find it under the introduction and background of the study, go directly to your SOP. Okay, question number 5. How does your study differ from existing studies? How does your study, your research, differ from other existing studies? So for this particular research question, you have to be familiar with the literature and studies that you have used in your research. You have to read previous literatures and studies. Study refers to researches. So, ang tanong dito, ano ang pagkakaiba ng inyong research sa ibang existing na research? The only way you can answer this is that if you look at other researches so that you can compare your research with other researches. Okay, if that is already familiar ground sa inyo, alam na ninyo kung ano yung mga research na ginawa na may kinalaman sa AI tools at writing proficiency, then I am sure that you can easily distinguish and differentiate your study from other studies that have already been conducted. So for this particular question, it was answered in this way. While past studies have discussed the function of AI tools, function of AI tools lang ang nakita doon sa ibang studies. Yung study naman na existing ngayon na ginagawa, may study, personal, specifically measures yung effect on actual student writing scores. So yung ibang study daw nakafocus lang sa function ng AI, ito naman ay nakafocus sa effect on the actual student writing scores or student writing proficiency. And it breaks down into areas, may mga domain siya like grammar, coherence, and originality among other kasi 5 yung domains niyan. So ito makikita medyo nag-advance siya sa chapter 2, pwede nyong puntahan yung synthesis, not only of literature, synthesis ng RRLS, synthesis of the related literature and studies. And then you can also try to see if there is something written sa rationale of the study. Rationale refers to the reason why you conducted the study. So, doon sa part ng rationale of the study, this should contain the reason why you conducted the study and dapat lalabas din ito. Bakit nyo gustong gawin? Kasi wala pang existing na ganito sa ibang study. That is why we are doing this particular research. So where will you find the rationale of the study? It is supposed to be located at the last, this is the last paragraph of chapter 1 before the start of the significance of the study. Okay, we are now on question number 6, but this time we will be focusing on review of related literature and studies. So question number 6, how did the related literature and studies help shape your research? So for this particular question, always focus on the contributing factors. Contributing factors of the literature and studies, the contributing factor of your literature and studies. What were the contributions of your related literature and studies to your research? So as stated in the answer, you just enumerate ano ba ang mga naitulong at naibigay na gabay ng literature and studies ninyo. So you really need to read literature and studies so that you would be able to get a lot from these readings. So number 1, it guided the selection of variables. Kaya meron tayong dalawang variables sa ating sample research title, which is the use of artificial intelligence tools and the writing proficiency of college students. So enumerate nyo lang. The second is it helped in framing the hypothesis. Kung meron kayong kino-compare, definitely you have to formulate your hypothesis. And then another is that it supported the use of the research design, which is correlation in this particular study. So ganun nyo lang, kailangan i-frame yung sagot for this particular question under review of related literature and studies. So where will you find or locate the answer? So you can find this under chapter 2, review of related literature and studies. Next question, question number 7. What theories or frameworks guided your study? So this is included under review of related literature because of the reference that you will use in order to support your theory or concept. Okay? But the theoretical framework is located under chapter 1. Again, it is referred to in chapter 2 because in chapter 2 you will be citing the reference, whether it's a literature or study where you based your theoretical or conceptual framework. But the theoretical or conceptual framework is located in chapter 1. Okay, so we have to clarify that for this particular pin location where you will find the answer to this particular question. So for this particular question, you have to focus now on the presentation of the theory or concept depending on what you used in your research. The theory, the title of the theory, the author of the theory, the idea behind the theory, and the relevance of the theory to your study. Okay, relevance of the theory to your study. So if your theory is multiple intelligences theory by Howard Gardner that presents the idea that there are different intelligences and then you relate that to your study. But in this case, ang ginamit natin ay yung kay Vygotsky. Okay? Vygotsky, so TPAC was used for this particular formation ng framework. Okay? So, the study is grounded on Vygotsky's sociocultural theory which emphasized tools as mediators of learning and the TPAC as the framework. Okay? So, present dito yung pangalan ng framework na ginamit, yung author, and then yung idea that is indicated in the framework. And then you still can discuss kung ano yung relevance nito doon sa study na ginagawa ninyo. But if you present this and you refer it back to your research, which is ano ba yung ginagamit na tool as mediators of learning, this one, artificial intelligence tool. So you just relate that to your title. Ito yung idea ng theory, ibalik nyo lang, it is relevant because that is what we are investigating. So you really have to be familiar with all of the parts of your manuscript. Question number 8. So question number 8, are there any gaps in the literature that your study addresses? Let's repeat. Meron bang mga gaps sa literature na sasagutin ng inyong research? So let's first establish what you need to focus into when you encounter this question. Number 1 is you have to be familiar with your literatures. You have to read a lot of literatures and you have to be familiar with these literatures for you to be able to answer this particular question. Number 2 is to establish the relevance of the gap and the study that you are conducting. Establish the relevance of the gap and your study. Okay, for you to be able to answer if this gap in the literature addresses or is addressed in your study. Ito daw, tinatanong ba meron bang gap sa inyong literature na sinasagot ng inyong research? Yun yung tanong dito sa question number 8. Kaya yung focus natin, kailangan familiar kayo sa mga literatures, marami kayong binasang literature kasi yan yung focus niya. And then you have to explain, establish the relationship of this gap kapag na-identify nyo na ano ba yung mga hindi pa nasasagot ng ibang study. And then establish this relationship, yung gap, to the study that you are conducting. Yung wala sa ibang study, sinasagot po sa study namin ay ito. So let's try to see if this is addressed or answered in our answer dito sa question number 8. Yes, meron daw gap. Are there any gaps? Yes. Most studies, karamihan sa mga studies, you can also use studies aside from literature. Kung walang literature reference kayong makuha, most studies, which means research, focuses on perception, ethical concerns, regarding the use of AI tools. Kokonti lang na few quantitatively assess how AI tools yung paggamit ng AI tools affect actual writing input. Kokonti lang. Meron ng mga studies pero kokonti lang. And definitely, itong study na ito, if you're going to consider yung geographic location at saka yung mga respondents, it will definitely be there will definitely be a gap because wala pang nagko-conduct ng ganong study doon sa school at doon sa grade level ng mga respondents. So you can also add that para mas makita kung ano yung wala, kung ano yung gap na inyong titignan o iimbestigahan dito sa inyong research. So to continue, that is the gap that I aim to address. Yun ngayon, dadagdagan nila kung ano yung kokoonting study na meron doon sa assessment ng effect ng AI tools by conducting that in their school and using the specific respondents for your study. Yung location naman niya, under Chapter 2, synthesis ng literature and studies, and kung meron kayong research gap na specific na part sa manuscript ninyo, by all means, you have to include that or indicate that para mas malinaw, mas madali nyo makikita kapag kailangan nyo, especially if that question arises during your research defense. To continue with question number 9. Question number 9 states that which study, anong mga research is most closely related to your research and how is yours different? Again, we are going to go back. You have to be familiar, but this time with studies, with researches. Okay? Among the studies that you have read, sa lahat ng mga binasa niyong research, alin dito ang pinakamalapit sa research na ginagawa ninyo, closely related to your study, and medyo ano to, di ba? Medyo mabigat. And how is your study different? Ano yung pinakamalapit, hindi ka pareho, pero malapit sa ginagawa niyong study, and papaano, o ano yung pagkakaiba ng research ninyo doon sa study na yon. So again, you have to be familiar with the studies and try to identify the similarities and differences of these studies to your study. Kasi sa synthesis, kapag gumawa kayo ng synthesis, you are going to summarize by identifying the similarity of your literature and studies and the difference of these literature and studies. So that is how you construct your synthesis sa review of related literature and studies. So, going to our answer dito, mag-cite kayo ng specific na study. A study research conducted by Johnson 2002 explored Grammarly specific, the impact of Grammarly on high school students. This is generic, the impact of Grammarly to high school students. Maybe this is academic, on their academic performance. While mine, di ba, personal, yung sa inyo na ginagawa nyo differs by focusing on college students. Ito high school students, ito college students. Comparing multiple AI tools, not only ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is included. And then aside from that, gumamit ng 5 domains itong study na sample natin pagdating doon sa writing proficiency ng mga estudyante. So there are a lot that you can cite kapag familiar kayo sa study ninyo at doon sa mga references ninyo, specifically in literatures and studies.